All right.
Alright.
What's up, sleepyhead?
No, man, I'm so tired from the concert last night. Oh,
Somebody took a little extra long nap today. um, we'll get into your concert there in a little bit. See how that went. Um, you know what? Tell us actually. How did that go? I know you were a little tired. You were mentioning earlier how you were tired.
super
Where was
tired.
this at? Who did you go see?
It was in Chula Vista. I saw it was Duran Duran with the younger band Bastille opening, and also Nile Rodgers with Chic. Um, so it was like a 70s band, an 80s band, and a current band. So it's pretty cool. But me and my buddy Josh got stuck in the parking lot till I didn't get home till 2 a.m. So
Because of traffic or just trying to get out
traffic,
or something?
trying to get out. Yeah,
It's always the worst.
they had this parking where they had like 5 rows. It's in the corner and just gridlocked, man. We weren't moving at all for a long time. Like,
Not fun. I've had that happen at like Dodger Stadium.
yeah,
It sucks, man. And if you've been drinking beer and you get out of there,
sure.
you can you can't wait to get out of there, because you're just sitting in like that line trying to exit the place. It's like, oh, I gotta go pee. I gotta go pee.
And we left early. We left before it ended too. We were like, oh, we're gonna get out of here before there was still most of the people were still in their seats. We're like, oh, we're gonna get out of here.
Yeah,
No,
and still no.
no,
Wow,
yeah.
that's crazy, man. So that's why you were napping then.
Yeah. My son fell asleep first. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get a quick nap in.
Not so much.
That's,
Well, you did get a nap in,
I
so
did
that's good.
just longer.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look, welcome everyone to OCD.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just made that up. It's I just thought of that. It's the OC Dudes podcast now. We're still J and J, but still the J and J podcast there. But we had the name change. We're gonna change the name. Um I messaged you, I think, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks ago. And I said, dude, when I look up JJ on YouTube, there's like 5 or 6 JJ shows. And they all suck. And no, I'm just kidding. I don't know. They might be great shows and great people. I don't know. I didn't watch any of them, but I was just scrolling. I'm going and I looked up, J and J, symbol J, the J, everything JJ, and we didn't come up at all. And I went, okay, we got to change the name. There's too many of them. And also, we just thought that it'd be a good idea to get the podcast channel on YouTube and get that going. So that's the reason for the name change. Jason Delgado, that's still going to be there. All the good stuff still going to be on there. All the movie reviews, all that good stuff still going to be on there. So we're still going to have that. We're going to have the JJ podcast, which is now the OC Dudes podcast.
I like OCD. I'm sure we both have a little OCD.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Who doesn't have a little touch of that? So welcome to OCD, I guess. This time around, we wanted to get into Kobe. We teased it last episode. Oh, and it feels like it's been forever, and I already suck at this. And now we take off like an extra week of literally no practice, and so it feels like it feels like a little bit of rust. And just because we missed basically like a week,
Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties. One of us was pixelated. I'll say that much.
It wasn't me, Film Threat. It wasn't me.
And it wasn't you. Yeah, I got that joke. Um, that was that was quite the day that day with you and film threat. Um, um, but so what's before we get into Kobe, what's been up with you this? I would have said this past week, but these past couple of weeks now. You had the concert, obviously. Anything else?
Yeah, yeah. Some sad news. It kind of reminds me of Kobe. My wife's friend Natalie just passed away unexpectedly. She was only 34 years old. Um,
Oof.
yeah, we. My wife had just. I just heard her voice like right before it happened a couple weeks ago. She was on speakerphone. She was happy talking to my wife. They were just happy to be talking to each other. It sounded good, and now she's gone, and it's just sad, man. So I feel sad for her family, for her husband, you know, who's alone now, and yeah, it's rough, man. She watched Jimmy for us a couple times when Jimmy was a baby.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and there's other than my mom and maybe my sister, I don't think anyone else has ever watched Jimmy before. So it's the one we trusted a lot, and yeah, it's just sad.
Sorry to hear, man. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Natalie.
Those are tough, man. How it's you go from, like you said, hearing them from one day to not ever again. That's trippy, bro. That's a trippy thing about life right there.
Is you just don't know. You don't know what's gonna happen. You know,
And 34, right?
34. Yeah,
Oof, too young, man.
too young.
Yeah, I just said this recently that um nobody should leave the earth that young, man. That's too young. And just recently we had a guy in the collecting world um who was a big collector, bobbleheads, memorabilia, everything. Big Dodgers guy. I would always meet up with them at the Dodgers games. Him and I actually ran a Facebook group back in the day when we first this whole craze started. Him and I were running a group. Great guy, gone, just like that, one day to the next. And yeah, man, nobody should leave that early. It's just too soon. So yeah. Oh, rest in peace, George Zapata, good guy. Um, I feel for his family, man, and friends for sure.
Yeah, man. I mean, even if you live, you know, a full life up to 70, 80 years old, it goes by too fast. So when you're talking about only 34 years old or
Yeah, half of
you
that.
know, half of that, yeah, it's yeah,
That sucks, man. Rest in peace to your guys' friend.
like yours too, man.
Yeah, man. That's not good. Anything else with you? This past couple weeks.
Um, I'm just looking forward to going to San Jose on Friday. I'm gonna go see the Chargers game against the 49ers with a buddy who invited me down there. So excited for that. Yeah, went to Legoland with the family a couple weeks ago. That was a lot of fun. Um, yeah,
Cool, man. Yeah, the Chargers game should be fun.
yeah, yeah. Looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Yeah. What
yeah.
about
I
you?
did. I went to the fair. That's about it. I went and saw Dunham,
Oh yeah, yeah,
Mr. Puppet Guy. Uh, it was actually it was funny. It was a good show. I enjoyed it very much, and it was there at the fair in OC Fair. And so after that, we went into the fair, got on like one ride, I think, walked around, got something to eat. You got to eat something at this place, whether it's some fried or funnel cake or something.
yeah,
You used to do it all the time. I remember.
yeah, yeah. I'm a big potato guy. I always got to get a baked potato there.
Okay, yeah. And so yeah, so we did that. That was fun. I really liked his confidence. Like twice throughout the show, he said, "You guys paid good money for this, and I'm here to give you a damn good show, and I'm gonna do that. So I appreciated his confidence, and he was look, he's not the funniest guy in the world. He's not the best comic in the world, you know. But he does his thing. He's really good. There's, I mean, nobody else doing what he does,
Yeah,
you
you
know.
you gotta have confidence in whatever you do. I mean, look at Kobe, man. Guy
Yeah,
was
you gotta have it, or it's not gonna work for you. It's simply
yeah,
not. I put him like almost in the same category as like Carrot Top, where these guys are doing this thing that maybe there's other people doing it, but not at that level.
yeah,
You don't
yeah.
see it at that level, and so I have respect for Carrot Top for doing what he does. Again, not the best guy ever, but that's not easy to do, man.
No, it's not.
Let me
It's
put
not to
10 items in front of you and see if you could make something out of it and make it funny. Like, it's not easy, you know?
yeah, and to be up in front of all those people, and to be vulnerable like that,
Yeah.
it's crazy. It reminds me,
Hmm.
I saw one more concert too. Danny Elfman. I love that concert in Irvine because he mixed. He's done so many scores for films and TV, and he had his own band Oingo Boingo, so he did music from all of this. So it was such a strange, fun concert to see an orchestra do music from like Batman and Edward Scissorhands and Nightmare Before Christmas, and then he mixed it with Oingo Boingo '80s classic songs. So that was a lot of fun.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, if anything else, let's get into a little Kobe here.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Oh, can't believe I almost forgot that. Today's his birthday.
Yeah, man. I always think about how I'm only I'm six
Don't
days.
say it, man. Don't say our age, man. Nobody needs
we're,
to know that.
we're 6 days apart, me and Kobe, man. Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, but you're like 10 years younger, right?
I wish, man. I wish.
um yeah, that's cool, man. And it worked out to where we're recording literally on this day. This is how it worked out. We didn't plan it this way. It worked out this way, and we wanted to talk about Kobe, so this is pretty cool. Happy birthday to Kobe. um yeah, we wanted to kind of get into a little bit of what he meant to the NBA. He How long was he in the NBA for?
20 years.
It's 20 years, right?
20.
um all of them with the Lakers. So that right there is pretty damn cool. That doesn't happen very often.
No.
Not at all. He didn't start off with the Lakers,
Yes, he was
technically.
technically, yeah. Charlotte Hornets traded him to the Lakers on draft night for Vlade
Yeah,
Divac.
for another superstar in Vlade Divac, the original flopper.
Hey, I liked Vlade, man.
I like Vlade too. I like Vlade too, bro. He was funny, man.
He was.
Um, but he also 5 titles, 2 Finals MVPs, uh, All Star. You know, he did it all, man. When it comes to the NBA.
Yeah, NBA, even international Olympic gold medal. You think about
Yep,
them
yep.
beating Spain and Pau Gasol. They wouldn't have beat them without Kobe, man. Kobe was clutch in those Olympics, man.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that he looked up to Michael, and really since Michael, this is like the closest that we have to that was Kobe. And
He was the closest, and I think as far as offensive arsenal, like things he could do on the court, I think he had more weapons than MJ did. You could say that. You could say he was a better scorer because Kobe scored 81 points. Jordan's high was 69, I think.
60 something, yeah.
69, yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, Kobe. I just saw a story that was funny about Nick Van Exel was on a podcast talking about how Kobe stole his VHS tapes about his Michael Jordan VHS tapes. He never got them back.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I remember those tapes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I still have them. I still have them. Some I
oh,
it was a 3-pack.
yeah.
Do you remember that? I don't know if you had that one.
I did, but I think Van Exel took his own, like, recorded his own footage of Jordan. He had his own
Oh, I
collection,
see.
I think, and
Uh,
yeah, yeah,
and he never gave
never
it
got
back.
it back. Yeah, but yeah, you hear the stories about Kobe being such a big fan of MJ. They talked about it at Kobe's funeral, how much he looked up to him, how much he respected him. Um,
Yeah, how he would call him in the middle of the night and just
yeah,
to ask him a like a basketball question, you know?
yeah, yeah, intense, man, intense. Like, and you think of those two guys, the fiercest competitors, man. That just rip your heart out. Uh, and Kobe even copied his moves. Jordan's famous
Oh yeah.
turnaround jumper that was
Hmm.
unstoppable. Um, yeah,
That was that love for the game.
yeah,
That's what he brought to the NBA. That's what he meant to the NBA is that love that he had for it and an intense love, really, like a passion. I mean, an absolute passion. A guy who left it all out there. You can never say he didn't put in, put his all into it. Um, yeah, and fierce, like you said, fierce man, for sure.
oh yeah. I was there the that famous game. They always show the footage of him pulling his jersey to show his heart. He's like,
Yes, off to the side.
I was at that game. It was in the playoffs against Phoenix when in I think overtime or double overtime, Kobe hit the jumper near the foul line over like two or three guys. And man, I was in the upper level Staples Center. It felt like an earthquake. Everyone
Must have
jumping
been
up
rocking.
and down. Everybody jumping up and down at the same time. It actually felt like an earthquake. Like you could feel Staples Center moving. Like it was insane, man.
Wow, what a feeling, man! That rush.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, what do you know what game that was by chance?
Yeah, it was the playoffs when Kobe when it was Smush Parker, man. When Smush
What do you
Parker.
know if it was like game 2, 3?
Oh, I think it was a
Because
game.
I went with you to one, but it was game 2, I think. So I don't think that happened in game 2. I believe they lost. I think they lost the one I went to with you. I believe they lost. I don't
Yeah,
remember how it went, bro. I'm terrible with that. I'm terrible with. I said
yeah,
my buddy at work asked me who won the championship again. He's not a huge sports guy, but he sort of follows it along, and he asks who won last year basketball, and I'm like last year, much. Oh, Denver.
yeah, yeah.
It
No,
takes me a minute, dude. I suck at that, bro. I'm so terrible with this stuff.
me too. I'm pretty sure it was game four because I think we went up 3 games to 1, and we ended up losing the series. So
Yeah,
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 and you did go to one of those games with me. We were like all pumped. We're like, oh, we're gonna win this series.
yeah. It was the one they lost. Was the one I went to. As
Yeah,
yeah.
bad luck, man. Bad luck.
Yeah, I remember that game. You had we had got well, you had one like pretty good ticket up down at the bottom, and then either I forget it was 2 or 3 at top level, and so we switched off. I went the first half. I was down at the bottom, and it was freaking crazy.
Yeah,
And then we switched at halftime. You went down, I went back up,
yeah.
and but they lost unfortunately that game.
Hey, hey, don't tell Jeannie Buss, man. I just interviewed her. Don't let her know.
Oh yeah, yeah, Genie. That was cool, man. Yeah, I told you already, but you did a good job. That was awesome, man.
Thanks,
That was
man.
really cool. That was really cool to watch.
That was a lot of fun as a lifelong Lakers fan, man. To talk to Jeannie, to interview her, that's.
I'm sure you wish you could have just
Oh, I would have
right.
loved. I would have loved just an all Lakers interview. Just
Yeah,
I could have gone on forever about the Lakers, but that's not what she was there for. So I
no.
slipped in one little question about Nick Van
You hit
Exel.
her with one. You hit
Yeah,
her with one. That's great, man.
yeah, and you could kind of see her face, like, oh, the Lakers, like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But it was good though. I thought it wasn't bad. It wasn't like you were pressing and really pushing on the Lakers. You everything was about the show, which was the wrestling,
Yeah,
and yeah, I thought you slipped it in there perfectly. I didn't see it as like a I don't know, like something that should have bothered her. I
yeah.
didn't see it that way. You think she got bothered by that?
I, I don't think so.
I
I
don't think so either. No, and plus, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if she has anything against Nick or Chicky, but those are the two guys you brought up.
yeah. No, I think she has a genuine love for the Lakers and the history and the fans and
She really does.
yeah.
Yeah. Um. Well, a little bit of what he meant to you, Kobe.
Oh man, he was just the ultimate competitor, man. Like you think about just wanting to rip your heart out, man. Like no fear, just going after it, man. Like as basketball players ourselves, we try to compete hard. My
Really,
favorite
really good basketball players, by the way. Really, we're really good.
oh yeah, we're champions, man.
You should have thrown that in there.
But we won a championship. Hey, what can you say? but the greatest compliment I ever got on the court, you get some compliments here and there after all our years of playing. One day in a league game, I was playing with Kev and his buddies from Cal State Fullerton, and I had the game of my life. I had 6 3-pointers, 29 points. I hit a step back three to ice the game. The other team calls timeout. They're all dejected. I'm like, yeah, yeah, we got him, And I hear the guy guarding me walking away, going, man, he's like the white Kobe. I was like, yes, like that's the compliment of my life, man. I
Oh hell yeah!
get any better than that. I was like, yeah, man, these guys are done. They just called me the white Kobe.
Oh, that's great. Those
Yeah.
league games back in the day were so much fun, man.
Oh, the best, man. Because we love to compete. We we're
Yeah,
not. Yeah.
we used to
And
do the 5-on-5s, and we did the 3-on-3s there for a while too. What was that the three on
hoop
three
it up.
tournament called? Hoop
Hoop
it
it up.
up, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, we used to get down and hoop it up.
Yeah. Since we were
Man, that was so
young,
much fun.
we
Yeah,
were doing it at a young age, and we loved it, man. We just loved the competition. And we were going against adults. We were kids going against adults, man. Full grown, taller than us.
bro, for sure. Not only that, so they were adults, right? But they were supposedly the league was 6 foot and under. Remember that? It's
Yeah.
supposed to be 6 foot and under. We show up and we're like, these guys aren't 6 foot. There's no way these guys were 6 foot. And like, how did they? Well, obviously they lied and they threw them in there. And it's like these three like tall black dudes, bro. We're like, what the
Dunking on
hell?
us. Yeah. 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 They can dunk, and we're just these kids, man. Like,
Bro, I don't remember if it was you or our teammate, which is our buddy Kevin, who shot a three. And this guy, I remember running, he ran from like, it seemed like from under the basket, ran all the way up to the 3 point line, like jumps from almost the free throw line and then blocks his shot. And
I
we're like,
remember that. I think that was Kevin. I
great.
remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, great. Come on, man. And you know what, though, bro? They all underestimated us
They did. Yeah.
because you and Kevin are shorter than myself. I was a little taller, and they underestimated us. How quick he could be. They underestimated your shot and how well we played with each other because we've been playing together for so long that we just had that down, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah, and you could get to the basket, and you had the long arms to play good defense, man. Yeah, and we had a great chemistry. I mean, we knew what each other
That's
was
what it
going to do
was.
out on the court, and that's we got
That's
some big
everything.
wins. Yeah, we beat guys who didn't think we had a chance, and we loved it, man. That was just so much fun to get a win like that when these guys who are taller and they think they have more skill and that they should beat us and they lose and they're like, how did we just lose to these guys?
Yeah, I think yeah, and then Kevin for his height could he could rebound. So
He
they
could
wouldn't
rebound.
expect that. He would rebound, man.
He would rebound. He could get to the hoop. He could find open
Get to the hoop.
guys. You were good at finding the open guy too, man. And I was just there sitting on the 3 point line to knock down threes, get open and knock down threes because usually they weren't respecting my shot, so I just get wide open and hit it. And
Yeah, and once they had to get up on you, that made it easier for us to move around and get in there and drive in and kick and all this good stuff. So,
yeah,
man, that was so much fun. These guys just didn't expect it, and we took it to them, bro. We took it to these guys
yeah, man,
on the 5-on-5s, and but those 3-on-3s were fun. And then your pop,
yeah.
your dad was the alternate, or what do you call him, the bench guy, whatever you want to call him, because we were able to do. I think it was 4 guys. You could have one guy subbing in.
Yeah.
Oh man, he was great.
He was just yelling the whole time, drive in, drive, Jose.
Drive, shoot. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then he'd get in and he'd play like Rodman or Charles Oakley, man, and he just foul guys. He'd be
That's what I was
physical.
gonna say.
Yeah,
He would see these guys. A lot of these guys were, again, we were kids, like skinny kids, all 3 of us,
yeah,
and so we would get pushed around a little bit, and here he is, the weightlifting dude. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Already a grown man, and he would tag one of us out, and he'd go in there and just start pushing some people around.
yeah.
Oh
And,
man,
and that's all he did. Or he'd also throw some nice passes too, but yeah, because he wasn't really a
yes, he
scorer,
did.
so that's all he
Yeah,
did.
yeah. Yeah, he was in there for some good passes and just box some guys out, man. Yeah. But man, those were some fun times for sure. And that was all right around when Kobe got into the league. Was
Yeah,
I think he was drafted in 96.
yeah. We grew up with him, man. We
We
were
grew up with him.
yeah we were playing at the same time as him. We wanted to have that Jordan mentality just like he did. You know. I mean,
Yeah,
he obviously had a lot more skill than we ever did.
for sure.
But
Yeah.
he put that hard work in, man.
Yes, he did.
And you could see it. Any fan, all Lakers fans could see it, you could feel it. That's what we loved about Kobe.
Yeah, and I feel what he meant to fans was probably a little bit of what he meant to us. And I think for me, um, there was a connection there. I don't know, emotionally. I don't know. I mean, when he passed, I cried when he passed.
Me too.
Yeah, I cried the next day and probably a couple more times after that at some point. Watch
Yeah,
something on TV and it all comes back and tear up a little bit. So it was there's that connection there. Um, that really started with the love of the Lakers. If you don't have love for the Lakers, then there's probably that connection maybe isn't there. And I talked about this before when Jordan went up and did the under and came around the other way and didn't dunk the ball, like 92 or something against Magic. And I remember it sealed the deal, and I remember getting teary eyed, and I went, "This is my team, you know.
yeah,
This is the team I love right here. The Lakers are my team." So fast forward to Kobe, which wasn't that far off. I mean, like we said, Kobe 96, 97. That happened. I think it's 92. I should really look that up. I keep saying 92 for some reason, but I think that's when Jordan did that move
I think it was
on
91 because I think
91.
92.
Okay,
Yeah, because I think 92 was versus the Trailblazers.
okay,
90
okay.
91 was versus the Lakers. Yeah,
Got it. Okay, and see, I told you I'm terrible at that, bro. I should do my homework before I speak. Um, but yeah, and so that's where that love comes from. So, and I'll tell you another little connection with Kobe. When he would get out, sometimes after a game, the he would go to a restaurant right here in Costa Mesa, actually, where my sister Evie's husband worked at,
oh,
and he would close down the place. So a couple times when he showed up, this is late now after a game, the restaurant's closed, and he would pull up with his people. And so, being Kobe, he would open the door for him. That's a Mexican restaurant. He loved his Mexican food. And he would open the door for him, and he would, fire up the grill and say, "Listen, all I can do for you at this point, with everything having been put away or whatever the case, is nachos." And he would say, "Bring me some nachos, whatever it was, steak, chicken, I don't know, maybe even no meat, I don't know." But he would, cook up these nachos, and so that's he likes to tell that one because he cooked for Kobe a couple times,
That's all.
and yeah, and one of those times he called my sister and said, "Hey, Kobe's here right now. You should like show up." She goes over there, kind of creeper style, looking, looking, and she actually went up to him though, and said whatever she said to him, and he signed for her a. It wasn't a menu. It was like like the placemat that you get at a restaurant, because she didn't have anything. She just kind of gunned it over there before he left,
Yeah.
and he was nice enough to sign that for her, and she still has it to this day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it probably says the restaurant name, and who knows what.
Who cares, man? You got a Kobe autograph. That's awesome.
Yeah, man, that's great. So that's the other little connection that we have with Kobe there. Close connection through my sister and her husband. But I think another thing, or what he meant to fans, is that Mamba mentality.
Yeah.
People use it. It's that work ethic. So people use it at work, or maybe raising a family, whatever it may be, or just going to play ball at the park. Um, I can't really say that I was that guy that I woke up every day going, I look up to him because of this Mamba mentality, and I'm gonna go and conquer the world. I can't say I really had that, but I know that people do,
Yeah.
and that's another connection between him and the fans, and winning,
Yeah. Winning,
bringing
and then
championships, man.
yeah, and then and after basketball, just the role model as a girl dad, man. You know everything he did for his girls, and you saw the love there, and taking them to games, and being at all their games, and supporting them. And as a dad myself, it's something I got really emotional about. When he passed away, and when his daughter passed away, it's like, man,
How shitty, man. How shitty. That's just terrible. It's like out of a horror movie, bro. It's terrible.
it is, man. And what he was doing after basketball too, winning an Oscar for his short film "Dear Basketball" about his love for basketball. And I have a story. I went to one year. I went to this concert at the Hollywood Bowl. Me and my wife went to see John Williams, who did scores for so many great films. Star Wars, Jurassic Park, all these iconic films. So we went to go see, and he had this orchestra doing scores. And as a surprise guest, Kobe walks out, uh,
Wow.
and they played his film "Dear Basketball" while they played the music to it with him there.
Ooh.
And it was, yeah, and all the Lakers fans there just cheering for him, man, and just an amazing moment to see that. I think it was when he first unveiled the movie. I don't think it was out yet before that. And
Nobody knew this, that he would be
nobody,
there.
no, I didn't know at
Wow.
least. Yeah, it was
Right.
a big surprise, and to see that, just amazing, man. Just what a moment to be at.
What a huge surprise. Jeez.
Yeah,
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's his connection to the fans. Everything he, like you said, what he's done after, but what he did for the game, just I heard somebody saying that he was, after they won a championship, like 2 weeks after, he was already in the gym, and he was never really a party guy. A lot of even these basketball players would say how they would go out and they would invite him, and they'd all come back home from the club, whatever it may be, and they see him in the gym already. And little
yeah,
by little, they start doing the same thing, going, you know what? I'm gonna follow his lead.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard of the story about Julius Randle, his former teammate. You know, Randle was a young rookie when Kobe was finishing his career, and um, yeah, Kobe kind of took Randall under his wing. He saw Randall just going out and partying, you know, not working hard or whatever it was, and he said, "Hey, come with me. We're gonna go practice right after, like right after the team practice or something crazy, you know, like hey, and early in the morning too when we fly
Hmm.
into the city, we're
Hmm.
gonna go practice right away." And Randall's like, "What? You know, why do we need to do this? You know?" And it just stuck with Randall. Now to this day, that's his routine that he does in every city, and
Yes.
he became an all star. You know, because of that. So it's just the
Yes.
effect Kobe had on other players. You know. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember him saying that, and he he mentioned that he used, even when he went back to like his hometown, the first thing he used to do was go see his family and friends. He's all, now he shows up, works out first, trains, does whatever he has to do, then he goes and sees his family.
Yeah.
That's the impact, man, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who is there. Is there someone like that now? I mean, you don't. I don't hear about anything like that now. That train that way, where they're up at 4 in the morning, and then go to practice, and then come back at night and practice some more. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know. Do you hear about players doing that now to that extreme?
Not to that extreme. You know, you know people like LeBron are such hard workers. You know, he's got to be to be so elite at this stage in his career. But yeah, not to the extreme of Kobe. You know.
Yeah, I don't even know if. I wonder if coaches wouldn't even be like okay with that, in a way that they would think this possible injury, or you're pushing yourself. I mean, I don't know, it's not like you have to ask them, you can just go and practice somewhere. So but I don't know, I wonder if that's sort of the case. They don't want their guys getting hurt, maybe by over training or practicing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's extreme. You know, Kobe was
Hell yeah.
extreme, and but it paid off, man. This jersey I'm wearing right now is one of my best Kobe memories because I got this jersey um, at Game 6 of the 2010 NBA Finals, the greatest game I've ever been to. Um, Lakers versus Celtics.
Lakers,
We
Celtics.
we crushed the Celtics, our hated rivals that game. We won by 20 something points. It was a big party. I had never been to an NBA Finals game before. From you imagine the excitement at the end of a close game. You know, everybody's pumped. You feel the electricity at the end of a close game. That game, the whole game, you could feel that. You could hear it in the building there with Kobe and Powell and just watching them kick the Celtics butt that game. It just felt so good. Like knowing, hey, we got a chance in Game 7 to win another NBA title and against the Celtics. You know, and that was the highlight. That winning that championship, that was the highlight of, I think, of Kobe's career. Just being a Lakers fan, the greatest moment. You know. Uh,
That's pretty amazing, dude. I've never been to a finals, and so I can only imagine the energy, um, whatever your body's releasing. That's just that feeling must be so insane, bro. Like jumping out of a plane or something.
it is. It's a natural high. It's an adrenaline
Yeah,
high. And I'll tell you the next closest game for me was seeing young Kobe go against Michael Jordan and the Bulls at the Forum when the Lakers had four All Stars that year with Nick Van Exel, Eddie Jones,
Eddie
Kobe, and
Jones.
Shaq. Yeah,
Yes.
and then the Bulls had Rodman, Pippen, and Jordan when they were in their dynasty.
Ooh,
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
the good old days.
it was, and Kobe wanted to go against Jordan. You know, he wanted to show him what he could do, and and the Lakers ended up winning that game. they won that game, and the electricity was so crazy in the building because the Bulls at their height and the
Hmm.
popularity of the Lakers and them just going at each other like, oh man.
It would have been awesome to see the Lakers in Chicago and watch that opening for the Bulls when they play the music and they can get all the players out there. Oh man, that would be awesome too.
Oh yeah, that's why I was so jealous about that guy I met recently. He was the son of the man who saved pinball. 'Cause he went to
Hmm.
all those games, man. He was courtside at the Bulls games for all their big games. I was like, man,
What a feeling, man.
yeah.
Well, you mentioned that was one of his highlights of Kobe's career. I got a few for you. So we mentioned earlier, drafted 96, 13th overall, and obviously somebody on the Lakers, right? This guy's gonna be pretty good. We got to get him,
Jerry West, the
Mr.
great
Jerry
Jerry
West.
West. He always, one of the greatest GMs of all time, one of the greatest players. But he was always great at finding those diamonds in the rough that
Yes.
out of nowhere, like Nick Van Exel, a guy who was barely drafted and became a star. Uh, yeah, and Kobe was so young in high school. At that time there were other high school guys coming out, and some just didn't make it. You just didn't know.
Yeah, that's a risky thing. But they got him. They traded him for Vladi, like we said, uh, becoming the youngest All Star ever, youngest kid to play in an All Star game. Um, I think 21 or I don't remember. How old would he have been? I
Uh,
know he was the
he
youngest, but I'm
he
not
came
sure.
in. He came in at 19, and I think it took him a
Yeah,
couple years. So
a
I
couple years.
I,
I want to
I
say
think
21, 20
20
or 21.
21, one of
Yeah,
those. Yeah.
yeah. And he won the six man award that same year. Um, in '06, drops the 81 versus Toronto. You mentioned that earlier. Uh, what the hell, man? That's ridiculous. 81 is freaking insane, dude. Like you said, Jordan, one of the best scorers of all time, had 69 was the most.
And I'm still pumped about my 29, man. Like
Almost, you were almost there, dude.
almost there. Like
So then,
I can tell you, I felt on fire that game, and that was only 29 points.
I mean, listen, I've only had like a couple nights that I can remember where I know what you're talking about. You're feeling it. You're feeling good. If you make just three in a row, it feels like you're on fire, like something good's happening, and you feel like you're having a great game. And so I know what you're talking about. I had a couple of those, not too many, but maybe two that I could remember.
So,
um, then you had the clash of the Titans with Shaq and Kobe. Right, they get into some I guess arguments or whatnot, and Shaq ends up leaving. Kobe does become MVP though. Does get MVP in that I don't know either. I should have looked at. I think it was like '07, '08.
yeah.
I think right around there.
Mm.
Um, he ends up winning the championships, 5 championships. And do you have a favorite out of the championships?
Boston, man.
Boston, of
You,
course.
as Lakers fans, we hate Boston, and they beat us in '08, and they were a great team. It was like, can we beat
Oh
these
yeah,
guys? I don't know. They with Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce and Rondo. It's like, hey, these guys
what a
don't play
team.
around. Great team.
Yeah,
Um, yeah.
I have to agree with you.
So it was like '09 and 2010 were revenge tours for the Lakers, man. Like getting there in '09 and the Celtics weren't there, but all right, let's beat Dwight Howard and the Magic. Let's get this title, and then to come back the next year and do it again, and this time get that revenge. It just felt so sweet.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And then there were some great playoff games, obviously, like Sacramento is a huge one. Sacramento had a good team,
Great team,
you
and
know.
a lot of people felt the referees robbed Sacramento against us against Sacramento. There was one game where something crazy like 25 extra free throws we got or something in a critical game, you know. But but they always had battles, man. It always came down to the end.
Hmm.
You know, you think about that last second shot by Ori, Kobe coming up big
Huge.
in Sacramento in overtime. You know, just crazy battles. Two super talented teams like the Lakers and the Celtics, man. Where you,
Like Lakers and Celtics,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah, yeah. Kobe to Shaq on the pass.
yeah, yeah,
That
against
was a big
Portland,
one.
another great team we didn't know if we could beat at the time. You know, because it took a crazy
Yeah.
comeback in Game 7. I was watching that game at home with our friend Kevin, and he left. He left my house because he's like, man, we lost. It's over. You know, we're
I did
down
not
by
know
what?
that.
Yeah, yeah. We were down by what, like 19 points or something. You know, it's near the end of the game. It's like we were both dejected. You know, sad. Like
Yeah, of
Kevin,
course.
he took off. You know, I called him on the phone like, "Hey man, you
Come
got to
back.
turn on the radio."
That's funny, man. That's awesome. I did not know that. I'm gonna ask him about that now.
Yeah,
And of course, winning Olympic gold, that was amazing. He said we're not gonna lose on my watch. This ain't happening again. Um, so
and
that was awesome.
he and LeBron, such great teammates. Then that I think that's where they really bonded and became great friends. You know, him, LeBron, Wade, and man, those guys were great together. And we needed them. We needed them to beat Spain, to beat some of those tougher teams. Uh, and it was fun
Yeah,
to watch, man. Those games came down to the end too.
yeah. You saw the Netflix special. Kobe talking about how he's gonna go. Well, he was telling the guys, he was telling LeBron that he was gonna go right through Gasol
Yeah,
and knock him over, and they're like, "You're not gonna do that."
yeah.
How
And
awesome
then,
was that?
and then he did it, and they're like, "Oh man,
Bro,
yeah."
he hit him hard. He wasn't kidding. It wasn't like
Oh,
he, shoulder bump. No, he went right through him and knocked him down.
and that was his guy, his teammate. You know, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Man, if he's gonna do that to him, like, hey, you know,
And then those early morning workouts, along with him showing that he wants to win, I think got everybody to be on the same page.
yeah."
No more BS.
No more BS. And you see that scene too where LeBron leads his teammates in singing "Happy Birthday" to Kobe, which was
Ah, yeah.
and and people. It's weird how some fans still pit them against each other, but they loved each other, man, and they respected each other. You know. Uh,
Yes. I
yeah.
have a quick story for you, man. And I feel like I've told you this. I don't see why I wouldn't have. But when Kobe passed that morning, it was that there was a football game. I think it was the right, like the Pro Bowl. I think
Yeah,
is that right?
I think so.
Yeah, and you texted us because we have that group text. Did I tell you this already?
Yeah, you told me.
I
Yeah.
did. Okay, well I'm gonna tell it again.
All right.
You shot the text and you said whatever was like Kobe just died or something. And I never wanted to punch you in the face more than I did that morning because I thought that's not funny, bro. That's just not funny because it didn't. He died. What are you talking about? This didn't seem. But why would you at the same time instantly after I felt like punching you in the face? I went. There's no way that my buddy Jason's gonna make this shit up. There's no way. And right there, I knew that he had passed. Right after you, I mean, well, a couple seconds after that, I went, He's not lying. There's no way. This is not the way he would joke about our guy dying." And I went, "Crap. He's fucking dead."
I don't blame you either. I'd want to punch me too if I if I made a joke like that. Yeah,
Yeah, I
you don't
couldn't
joke
believe it.
around about that, man.
No, you don't joke with that. That's why instantly I went, no, this has to be real. And sure enough, they mentioned it during the game, and but there was so much confusion at the time. Well,
It was,
freaking Rick Fox
yeah,
was
oh,
on there. Like Rick Fox or right, I
yeah,
think it was him, and then maybe
yeah,
his whole family died, and we're
family,
just like,
his whole,
what's happening?
it was, man.
Yeah,
I,
were you hearing the same things during that
yeah,
time?
yeah. Nobody knew. Yeah,
Nobody really knew. That there was at least a family member on there, and maybe all of them. It's just like,
yeah,
what? Did they
yeah.
all just died? And Rick Fox is that? What's happening here? And
And
then Rick Fox didn't know for a while. I think somebody eventually told him that this rumor was going around.
yeah, and you know what? How I found out, I I could hear my next door neighbor. I heard him outside the window say, "Kobe's dead," and someone say, "Like what?" He's like, "Kobe just died," and I looked it up. I was like, I, I thought right away, like, nobody, you're not going to joke about this. So I looked it up. I saw it. I texted you guys. I'm like, just in shock, like, yeah,
Yeah, and then shortly after that, all the pictures and his picture was everywhere, and TMC and all this sort of stuff. And yeah,
yeah.
come
You
on,
got
man, it's still unbelievable.
so many greats telling stories and getting emotional about it too, and yeah, it felt like a death in the family. It hit like that.
Yeah, it's just not fair, man. He should still be walking the planet right now, doing his thing, and being with his daughter and her playing. And I couldn't wait to see her, to see what she can do, and to see what level she would have got to, and just to watch her play because I was his daughter. Um, I really wanted to see how far she can go. I was really looking forward to that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah, and just to see who Kobe was becoming, yeah, what he meant to so many people and what he was doing. He had so many big plans still. Yeah, just it's
He had a lot to
just
do still, man.
yeah,
Unfortunately,
yeah.
um,
I
unfortunate
remember.
event, really, because
Oh,
apparently, he shouldn't even been flying that day, and whatever. All this shit starts to come out, and you go, "Come on, man! Like, what is happening right now?"
yeah,
All
yeah.
the
You
fans
think
flocked to this to Staples. Remember that?
I remember
People
that?
were just in disbelief, and everyone brought basketballs and flowers and pictures, and just started signing stuff, putting stuff up. It was pretty amazing to see, but
Was yeah. You saw all the love, and it's like these guys are invincible. It seems like, and then when they're gone, it's just it's hard to believe.
yeah, man. But we'll remember the good times, I guess, right?
Definitely. So many good times, so many good memories. But I have kind of a funny story to share with you. Uh, yeah, in our group text, Kevin made a joke about him getting upset about Kobe not passing the ball.
Oh yes,
And
yes,
then,
uh-huh.
and then you remember in Kobe's final game where he scores 61 points. Kobe made the joke himself. He gets on the mic and he says, all my career, everyone wanted me to pass, and then this final game, they say shoot, shoot, shoot.
Shoot, shoot, yep,
that,
exactly.
that, that was fun. Funny that he was self-aware like that.
Oh yeah, of course. And what a great last game. What a way to go out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh man. Um well,
Yeah,
I think we should end it there, and
yeah,
um next week we'll do some fun stuff. A
yeah,
couple things for you guys. Your birthday's coming up here soon.
yeah,
So we'll do a little cool birthday thing. We'll show you what we mean by that next time. No, we're not gonna sing and cut cake, none of that stuff. Something else. Just something fun. Since your birthday's coming up here. Anything else before we go, man?
No, man, I think that's it. Just be sure to subscribe and smash that like button.
Yeah, and yeah. So keep in mind we do have the name change. It should show up here soon.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. I'll see you next time, brother.
All right, see you, brother. Peace.
Peace.